Shalom, Yasharallah. I'd like to begin by saying I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, whom I worship. Double honors to my elder apostles, great millstone, who taught me this word in sincerity and in truth, and who do well, and are still out there after many years on the highways, byways, hedges, and gaps, all right, preaching the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shai, and hoping to receive their crowns of salvation. Salutations be to the hopeful elect who are doing the work, who are laboring, pushing the true doctrine of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, believing, faithful, and sincere, and hoping that they also may receive their crowns of salvation. May you obtain your crowns of salvation at our Lord's appearing. And also salutations be to the great cloud of witnesses of Yasharallah all throughout the world who are believing, all right, who are amongst the heathen, and within all these countries, looking like the heathen, all right, but truly inside they are children of the Most High, children of Israel, right? May the Lord grant you and yours salvation at His appearing. So now, as always, what I'm going to do is play the ending of the last part and continue to the next. Shalom.
And rose I up by night and fled, and came hither into this field, as thou seest. And I do now purpose not to return into the city, but here to stay, and neither to eat nor drink, but continually to mourn and to fast until I die. Then left I the meditations wherein I was, and spake to her in anger.
So, Ezra was seeing this in the spirit. This is a like a vision, and this woman appeared unto him like an actual woman, all right? But let's go on.
Then left I the meditations wherein I was, and spake to her in anger, saying, Thou foolish woman, above all other, seest thou not our mourning, and what happeneth unto us? How that son our mother is full and much humble, mourning very sore. And now, seeing we all mourn and are sent for...
Yeah, see? It says, how that Zion, our mother, is full of all heaviness, meaning the land of Israel, and much humbled, mourning very sore, meaning because we were Israel, we were under captivity, removed from our land, destroyed by our enemies. So that's why Ezra got mad at her. It's like, our whole nation has been destroyed, and you're mourning over one son, right?
And now, seeing we all mourn and are sent, for we are all in heaviness, art thou grieved for one son? For ask the earth, and she shall tell thee, that it is she, which ought to mourn for the fall of so many that grow upon her. For out of her came all at the first, and out of her shall all others come, and behold, they walk almost all into destruction, and a multitude of them is utterly rooted out. Who then should make more mourning than she, that hath lost so great a multitude, and not thou, which art sorry but for one? But if thou sayest unto me...
Yeah, so Ezra's like, here it is, the one that should be mourning is, our motherland, man, the land of Israel. Because of what has happened to her, right? Our enemies came in, ravished her, plundered her, right? Destroyed her children, and led them off into captivity. So Ezra's like, what you're mourning for is nothing in comparison to what we have gone through, right? As a people, as a nation,
But if thou sayest unto me, my lamentation is not like the earth's, because I have lost the fruit of my womb, which I brought forth with pains, and bear with sorrows. But the earth not so, for the multitude present in it according to the course of the earth is gone, as it came. Then say I unto thee, like as thou hast brought forth with labour, even so the earth also hath given her fruit, namely, man, ever since the beginning unto him that made her. Now therefore keep thy sorrow to thyself, and bear with a good courage that which hath befallen thee. For if thou shalt acknowledge the determination of God to be just, thou shalt both receive thy son in time, and shalt be commended among women. Go thy way then into the...
And see, and that's because Ezra's is spiritual, man, and rough. Pretty much he was like, look, woman, just shut the hell up. Deal with what the hell came upon you, and be full of courage, So after, in the end, the Lord will bless you, you know, and you'll be honored among women, right? It says, for if thou acknowledge the determination of the Most High to be just, thou shalt both receive thy son in time. But wait a minute, her son died. How should she receive her son in time? You know why? They understood reincarnation, right? But like I said, this is a vision, but I'm just saying the mentality of the prophets and the men of the Lord and of the ancients. They were spiritual. They understood that you don't live just once. You come back again, right? Thou shalt both receive thy son in time, and shall be commended among women.
Go thy way then into the city to thine husband. And she said unto me, That will I not do. I will not go into the city, but here will I die. So I proceeded to speak further unto her, and said, Do not so, but be counseled by me. For how many are the adversities of son? Be comforted in regard of the sorrow of Jerusalem. For thou seest that our sanctuary is laid waste, our altar broken down, our temple destroyed. Our psaltery is laid on the ground, our song is put to silence, our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlestick is put out, the ark of our covenant is spoiled. Our holy things are defiled, and the name that is called upon us is almost profane. Our children are put to shame, our priests are burned, our Levites are gone into captivity, our virgins are defiled, and our wives ravished, our righteous men carried away, our little ones destroyed, our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak. And which is the greatest of all, the sea.
All right, so part 30, we're going to pick up at 2nd Ezra, the 10th chapter and the 22nd verse. Shalom. All right, so this is part 30, and we're picking up. We're going to read 2nd Ezra, the 10th chapter and the 22nd verse again. All right, we're going to pick up there and continue on.
Our psaltery is laid on the ground, our song is put to silence, our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlestick is put out, the ark of our covenant is spoiled, our holy things are defiled, and the name that is called upon us is almost profane. Our children are put to shame, our priests are burned, our Levites are gone into captivity, our virgins are defiled, and our wives ravished, our righteous men carried away, our little ones destroyed, our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak. And which is the greatest?
All right, it says, our psaltery is laid on the ground. Our song is put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end. Like King David said, in Psalms, the book of Psalms 137, you know. Let's get it. This is Psalms 137, verse 1, you know. Now, keep in mind, this, you know, the majority of these Psalms were written by King David. And King David physically was not in captivity under the Babylonians, right? But in the reincarnation, he was. So, you know, King David was a prophet, king, and warrior, man. You know, that's a heavy, what you call it, man? Lot that he had. So it says, by the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. Because remember, Nebuchadnezzar brought down the kingdom of Judah and hauled them away into captivity and brought them to his land, right? Brought them to Babylon as captives. As slaves, right? It says, we hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. Okay, harps, right? A harp is a harp is a musical stringed instrument, right? Used to, you know, to make good music and melody with, you know, during a time of happiness, you know. It says, for there they that cried, I'm sorry, for there they that carried us away captive required of us a song. Right. Now, how you gonna sing a song and here it is, you're in captivity. You're in slavery, man. You don't have no motivation to sing a song, and here it is, you're catching hell. You know, and you're going through you're suffering things. You're sad, you know, you're in a state of mourning. You don't want to sing those songs when you're in a state of mourning, man, and catching hell. But they were forced to. We were forced to, you know, by our enemies. Right? It says, for there they that carried us away captive required of us a song. Same thing happened here in New Babylon, right? The daughter of Babylon, here in America, man. All right? When they had us in captivity physically here in America, right? They wanted Jake to sing to them, dance for them, you know? They wanted Jake to coon for them while they were in a state of mourning and slavery, you know, and sadness. So that's why all these things are gonna be put back, gonna be paid back to Esau in the kingdom. All right. It says, for there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion, man. And in verse 4 it says, how shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? You know? Yeah, this is King David, because he said, if I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. You know, because King David was he was very good at playing the harp. King Saul had King David play the harp for him, and when he played, the demons that he had in him, they quelled down. You know that saying, music soothes the savage beast. Well, King David soothed the savage beast that was within King Saul, which were demons, you know. And that's it. That's the point I wanted to make. So, Second Esdras 10:22, it says, our psaltery, which is another musical instrument, is laid on the ground. Our song is put to silence, right? The Lord's song, right? A song of rejoicing. One of the songs of the mirth of Zion, right? Our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlestick is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled. Our enemies took the ark, right? Our enemies, well, actually, the ark was taken once by the Philistines, and then the Most High cursed them with a plague of rats, a plague of mice and hemorrhoids, you know, jacked them up. And then the Lord had Jeremiah and his scribe Baruch hide the ark somewhere. All right, so somewhere in the planet Earth, right? The ark is somewhere, you know, but the Lord hid that. All right. Why? Because Yahushua became the mercy seat. All right. The top part of the ark was between the two angels that were pointing, that were facing each other with their wings over the ark. That top part was known as the mercy seat. Yahushua became our mercy seat, you know. So now we go through Yahushua so that Yahweh, our Father, can forgive us and have mercy upon us now. The ark of our covenant is spoiled. Our holy things are defiled, and the name that is called upon us is almost profaned, right? We are the children of Israel, right? But to the heathen, we are profaned. In fact, they called us bywords and by names: nigger, spick, spook, wetback, Indian. They call us all these names. It says our children are put to shame, our priests are burnt, our Levites are gone into captivity. Meaning, look, that whole thing with the order of the priests and all that's done away. The priests went into captivity right along with everybody else. You see? So now in the kingdom, we will all be priests. All the men of the nation of Israel, of all the 12 tribes, will be priests now. The Levitical priesthood was done away with. It says our priests are burnt, our Levites are gone into captivity, our virgins are defiled. Yeah, and here in America, which is Babylon the Great, right? Or the daughter of Babylon. Your daughter, that you love, man, or daughters that you love, you raised them, you nurtured them, you loved them, and you tried your best to raise them right. Then they grow up here in Babylon, man, and they start hanging out with these little harlots out here, okay? Because their moms taught them how to be harlots. They thought it was cute, to have them wear, short ass skirts, dress up like a hoochie mama, showing off their legs, showing off showing their cleavage, leaving nothing to the imagination. Your daughter hanging out with these types of girls, they'll become whores themselves, listening to music like Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, those harlots. So, and then they think it's cool, and then they develop this whore mentality, man. Okay? And then the nations see that and talk shit about us, man. You see? And that's why they have no respect for our people, man, for our young men and for our young women, because of the way they act. Right? Our virgins are defiled. Oh, and then they sleep around with different men. If a woman slept with 2 men in her lifetime, while the first man she slept with is still alive, because the first man she slept with is really her husband, she's a whore. Okay? She's a slut. And in the ancient world, you were supposed to bring her before the elders, right? Bring her before the priests, right? And stone, and the whole town would stone her to death. So now I ask you, if this was to come back, if that law was to come back and to be put in full effect, how many young women will be stoned to death? Damn near all. Yeah, damn near the majority of our young women would be stoned, man. Then you got now our young men becoming sodomites, man. Becoming homosexuals. They will have to also be stoned. So this is the world we live in, man. This is the same type of thing that was happening in Sodom and Gomorrah, and Lot was in the midst of all that wickedness. And that's why it says he was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. All this madness, all this debauchery, these homosexuality and pedophilia and all that shit, man. And the angels had to come down, and the Lord saved Lot and his 2 daughters, man. His wife loved that world. Because she loved that world, she looked back and turned into a pillar of salt. But she was warned. And then Lot was delivered, And the angels burnt burnt all the wicked up, man. And that's what's gonna happen here to Babylon the Great. All right, Babylon. It says, and our wives ravished, right, in slavery, our women, our wives were raped. The word ravished means to be raped. They were raped by Massa, right? Our daughters were raped, man, by Massa. So they gotta pay for all that. Our righteous men carried away, our little ones destroyed. Our young men are brought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak. That happened throughout all the captivities that we were under, man. The Assyrian captivity, the Babylonian captivity, the Medo-Persian captivity, the Greek captivity, the Roman captivity, right? All the way up to now. All right? The American Babylonian captivity, right? So all these nations,
and which is the greatest of all. The seal of Sun hath now lost her honor, for she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us, and therefore shake off.
Verse 23, it says, and which is the greatest of all? The seal of Zion hath now lost her honor, for she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us. Right? And who's that? All the other nations, man. Right? And especially Esau, man, our main enemy, right? The so-called white man. But they'll say, Esau will say, nah, I don't hate black people. I don't hate Latino people. I'm not a racist. And you can see it in their face every single day, man, and how they treat Jake. You know, they're a bunch of serpents, man. They're a bunch of damn snakes, devils. They have nothing but hatred towards our people, man. You know, if you're not serving them, entertaining them, see, they love you. They'll love Jake if you're entertaining them, if you're working and busting your ass for them. They love you. They'll love you because you're making money for them. You know? But if you're not doing any of those things and you're just a plain old Jake, you know, or whatever, they don't give two shits about you, you know? They don't give two shits about you, man. You know, all they care about is themselves and how to fill their bellies, man. Because they're a greedy people, man. Murderous. You know, what they really want to do is kill you, you know, or put you in deep slavery so that they don't have to pay you for the work that you do for them. You see, that's the truth. That's the truth, man. All right, but the time is coming to where we're gonna take over. All right, we're gonna be put on top now. All right, because everything was created for us anyway since the beginning, but we fell off, so we had to learn what happens when you go against the the Heavenly Father, man. You got to pay. You got to pay the price, and the Lord is righteous, man. He's the Almighty and Holy Judge. You know, He's righteous. But now He turned around and He has had mercy on us, man. So now it's time for the other nations to pay, and oh boy, are they gonna pay, especially Esau, man. You know, that's why we're shaking the world with this word here, man. You know, their worst nightmare, Esau's worst nightmare, has come true. Because they have said, man, all the shit that we did to these people, we hope that they don't come together, man, and kick our asses and put us in slavery. And that's exactly what's gonna happen, man. Ain't that beautiful? Our Lord Yahweh Shai is coming. Our big brother is coming, man, to deliver us. And so that we could give payback to these damn devils and the other nations. You can't leave out the other nations, man. The other nations, they had a fun time, man, while Esau was in power. All right, they looked down upon us and talked shit to us and treated us like shit too. So you can't forget about them. So our time is come, man. Now is the time. You see, and it's quickly approaching. The Lord said, I beheld Satan fall like lightning from the sky, man. Meaning quick.
And therefore shake off thy great heaviness, and put away the multitude of sorrows, that the mighty may be merciful unto thee again, and the highest shall give thee rest and ease from thy labor. And it came to pass.
Verse 24, and therefore shake off thy great heaviness. The thing that is bothering you the most, shake that shit off, man. You know, don't be, walking around here weeping and mourning and moaning and complaining. We're supposed to go through shit, man. Now I know, like I said in Hebrew, man, no chastisement is joyous when you're when you're going through it. It's not, it's hot, it's heavy. But know that you're being chastised because you are more than likely you're a son of the Heavenly Father, man. And in that rejoice, rejoice in that, man. As it is written, man, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. It's the only way. And you rather go through those things than to get hit with that fire, right? That's coming by way of the missiles, man, and not make it, right? So give glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man, when you're going through something, man. Develop that mindset of overcoming your emotions, man, Well, the emotions that try to keep you down, man, And put away the multitude of sorrows. Yeah, put those sorrows away. And constantly talking about what you go through. Constantly, man, if you have not gone through what Yahweh Shai gone through, man, then, yo, man, just, look, man, just deal with what come upon you, all right? I know it's easily said than done, but it could be done, man. Just deal with it. And hope that you're going through it so that the Lord could look at you at the day of his coming, at the day of his appearing, and be like, that is my son. He's pure. And I'm going to deliver him. All right? That is our hope. That is our faith, right? That the mighty may be merciful unto thee again, and the highest shall give thee rest and ease from thy labor. When is that going to happen? At his appearing, man. When we put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, right? When the Lord shows up with the multitude of holy angels in the sky and what are known as UFOs, man. And you're going up and see, that's when that's gonna happen.
And it came to pass while I was talking with her, behold, her face upon a sudden shined exceedingly, and her countenance glistered, so that I was afraid of her, and mused what it might be. And behold, suddenly she made a great cry.
Right, that woman, Ezra thought it was a regular, it was a vision, So it says, and it came to pass while I was talking with her, behold, her face upon a sudden, or all of a sudden, shined exceedingly, and her countenance glistered, so that I was afraid of her, and mused what it might be.
And behold, suddenly she made a great cry, very fearful, so that the earth shook at the noise of the woman. And I looked, and behold, the woman appeared unto me no more, but there was a city builded, and a large place shewed itself from the foundations. Then was I afraid, and cried with a loud voice, and said, where is Uriel the angel?
Yeah, that woman was representing us, Israel, man, and our city, right? Our land, Israel, and the great city, the city of our great king, King David, right? The city of Jerusalem,
Where is Uriel the angel, who came unto me at the first? For he hath caused me to fall into many trances, and mine end is turned into corruption, and my prayer to rebuke. And as I was speaking these words, behold, he came unto me, and looked upon me, and, lo, I lay as one that had been dead, and mine understanding was taken from me. And he took me by the right hand, and comforted me, and set me upon my feet, and said unto me, what aileth thee?
So Uriel's about to break down to Ezra what he saw, because Ezra was troubled, man, at this vision, He didn't understand. He was like, what? I thought it was a regular woman, and look what happened,
What aileth thee? And why art thou so disquieted? And why is thine understanding troubled, and the thoughts of thine heart? And I said, Because thou hast forsaken me, and yet I did according to thy words, and I went into the field, and, lo, I have seen, and yet see, that I am not able to express. And he said unto me, Stand up manfully, and I will advise thee. Then said I, Speak on.
The angel said, stand up manfully, man. Be a man. Get up. See, the angels are rough, man. They are not these little cowardly looking alternative lifestyle looking creatures, man. You know, they depict them as little white babies with angels. They're butt naked or half naked. No, they're warriors, man. Manly. All right. They are what they would appear unto. They would be what is known unto us dark, very dark, like so-called black men. All right, with woolly hair and all that, beards on their face, dark, menacing looking. All right.
Then said I, Speak on, my Lord, in me, only forsake me not, lest I... Then said I, Speak on, my Lord, in me, only forsake me not, lest I die frustrate of my hope. For I have seen that I knew not, and hear that I do not know. Or is my sense deceived, or my soul in a dream? Now therefore I beseech thee that thou wilt shew thy servant of this vision. He answered me then, and said, Hear me, and I shall inform thee, and tell thee wherefore thou art afraid, for the highest will reveal many secret things unto thee. He hath seen that thy way is right, for that thou sorrowest continually for thy people, and makest great lamentation for son. This therefore is the meaning of the vision which thou lately...
Yeah, that, you know, he hath seen that thy way is right, for that thou sorrowest continually for thy people, and makest great lamentation for Zion. Zion is Israel, right? The nation of Israel, our nation.
This therefore is the meaning of the vision which thou lately sawest. Thou sawest a woman mourning, and thou beganest to comfort her. But now seest thou the likeness of the woman no more, but there appeared unto thee a city builded. And whereas she told thee of the death of her son, this is the solution. This woman, whom thou sawest is son, and whereas she said unto thee, even she whom thou seest as a city builded. Whereas, I say,
he said, this woman whom thou sawest is Zion. And whereas she said unto thee, even she whom thou seest as a city builder, right? Our city, our land, right? Our land, the Most High's holy land, chosen land, the land of Israel, okay? Our country.
Whereas, I say, she said unto thee, that she hath been 30 years barren. Those are the 30 years wherein there was no offering made in her. But after 30 years Solomon builded the city and offered offerings, and then bare the barren a son. And whereas she told thee that she nourished him with labor, that was the dwelling in Jerusalem. But whereas she said unto thee, that my son coming into his marriage chamber happened to have a fail, and died, this was the destruction that came to Jerusalem. And, behold, thou sawest her...
Yeah, the destruction came by way of Nebuchadnezzar, coming into Jerusalem, man, and sacking it, hauling away all the goods of the temple that King Solomon had made and put in there, all right, and then carrying the kingdom of Judah off into slavery.
And behold, thou sawest her likeness, and because she mourned for her son, thou beganest to comfort her, and of these things which have chanced, these are to be opened unto thee. For now the Most High seeth that thou art grieved unfeignedly, and sufferest from thy whole heart for...
The woman's son represents the Israelites, all right, our men, our young men, okay?
For now the Most High seeth that thou art grieved unfeignedly, and sufferest from thy whole heart for her. So hath he shewed thee the brightness of her glory, and the comeliness of her beauty. And therefore I bade thee remain in the field where no house was builded. For I knew that the highest would shew this unto thee. Therefore I commanded thee to go into the field, where no foundation of any building was. For in the place wherein the highest beginneth to shew his city, there can no man's building be able to stand. And therefore fear not, let not thine heart be affrighted, but go thy way in, and see the beauty and greatness of the building, as much as thine eyes be able to see. And then shalt thou hear as much as thine ears may comprehend.
The building represents us, all right, the men of the nation of Israel. That's what that represents. All right, the stones, all right, that make up that building. Thus, beginning with the elect, right, of the most of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man, right? We are those stones, the lively stones. We make up that temple, that building, man, okay?
And then shalt thou hear as much as thine ears may comprehend. For thou art blessed above many other, and art called with the highest, and so are but few. But tomorrow at night thou shalt remain here, and so shall the highest shew thee visions of the high things, which the Most High will do unto them that dwell upon the earth in the last days. So I slept that night, and another, like as he commanded me. 2 Esdras chapter.
And so shall the highest show thee visions of the high things, which the Most High will do unto them that dwell upon the earth in the last days. We're living in the last days now. So I slept that night, and another, like as he commanded me. So we're gonna pick up in part 30, the 31st, part 31. We're gonna pick up in 2nd Esdras, the 11th chapter, and the 1st verse. Shalom.